Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. So for today's video, I got a bit more Christmas stuff to do, I guess, before, Christmas is just done and over with, I guess. So, of course, it's going to be a bit of a variety hour, as I mentioned multiple times at this point. So just talking about lots of stuff when it comes to Christmas. This, again, is going to be lost media in regard to this. I guess, to be more specific, it's filmmaking, I guess. As I mentioned multiple times before, it's a lot harder than people tend to think. It's not as super easy, like the contrary to popular belief, like vast majority of people some usually assume. So there's that. Maybe this could, for some reason, maybe a movie won't be made because of money problems, maybe disagreements, maybe constant delays, maybe constant changing scripts, changing the cast too much. There's like a variety of different reasons as to why it could happen, folks. It's insanely difficult, folks. I mean, it's gotten easier over the years, sure, but still, though. So I'll be talking about this movie. Yeah, so we're gonna actually be like this Frozen film, actually. This animated movie, I guess they wanted to make quite some time ago, but unfortunately, just never got to it, actually. Anyway, point being is that this was definitely an intriguing piece of lost media, so to speak, that have intrigued fans of the Frozen franchise for quite some time. The project was actually announced to be a TV special that would have included additional musical numbers not featured in the original films, version 1 and 2. So, yeah, it's going to be Christmas related. I mean, yeah, no shocker. So, anyway, while specific details about the special are, let's say, severely limited, sure, but it may have been officially confirmed by the people who made the other two films, but there are a discussion among fans regarding this very specific project that could entail. Typically, in the Disney franchises, adaptations and expansions of successful films has been often included, of course, obviously. So anyway, I guess this will not been an exception. There, of course, will be character backstories or even maybe alternate perspectives. Of course, if this Frozen film had been realized completely, fans may have expected new songs that could have elevated the emotional narrative or enhanced or enriched, I should say, of the storylines in which the characters, of course, like Elsa, Anna, and several others, of course. So there was that. So I'm not quite too sure on what exactly would have happened within the confines of the story, but this, of course, would have been a big musical, obviously. And this would have taken place continuity-wise, somewhere around after part 2, of course. And by this point, Disney had already produced quite a bit of content, of course, for the Frozen franchise. Of course, a few TV shows, well, mini TV shows, I should say. Quite a few shorts. Obviously, already a lot of shorts were made centering the characters, obviously. So having this be done set during Christmas, kind of a thing, isn't that much of a stretch, really, when you think about it. I mean, the elements are there when you think about it. So of course, this thing possibly seemed like it could actually be an actual chance. Of course, obviously, folks. As for the concept art, I don't think there was actually any concept art that was actually done, really, folks, unfortunately, at all. There was no concept art at all. There was not even anything like that, unfortunately. There wasn't even a treatment for this film. And to clear some stuff here for anyone that doesn't know, a treatment is basically just a rough draft, like a really, really rough draft script for any movie. At least it should be done that way. I mean, then you should rewrite it and then rewrite it until it's done. And granted, when it comes to rewriting scripts, there's a limited amount of time you can do that for. You can't just be on rewriting a script multiple times. There's not an indefinite amount of time, of course, unfortunately. You just have to, of course, I mean, not rush it, but then at the same time, don't take forever to do it, of course. But it didn't even make it to that stage either, folks. So, in other words, what I'm trying to get at is it didn't even go too far into production. Not really. So, what about the music? I don't know what music that would have been done whatsoever. There wasn't even no music for this whatsoever either, unfortunately, folks. So, there was that, I reckon. Yes, that was an unfortunate thing as well. So, there you go. I'm not sure who would have sung any of these songs. I'm pretty sure that the voice actresses who played Elsa and Anna would have been on board. That seems pretty obvious. But what songs will they sung? I'm not sure really what they would have done exactly when you think about it. But there you go, I reckon. Anyway, so of course I'm pretty sure this was going to be really festive, like these types of movies that tend to do, of course. And I mean, it's not the first time that Disney had made a Christmas princess movie before, because they have. So I'm just hoping that this will be better, of course, in some ways, and be really expansive, of course. There's lots of stories in which they could do, of course. There are so many novels of Christmas that were published over the years. I think do me a lot. There's so many novels in which the Walt Disney Company, whoever works there, can actually adapt and have their frozen characters appear in them. I mean, it's not like they haven't done this kind of thing before, because they clearly have with the princess characters, of course. So, yes, obviously, I do see potential in this project, of course, if they actually do this correctly, of course. And I do see this kind of thing being done really well, of course. At least I think so, anyway. I do think that this could potentially work, obviously. So anyway, but yes, this kind of thing that could potentially work, because it doesn't necessarily have to limit it to be about, of course, Santa Claus and whatnot. And maybe we could have it be around spirits to some extent. It could potentially work, of course, if done correctly. Of course. I do think it can. I really do think so, of course. Obviously, folks. And I like the Frozen characters anyway. I like these movies to begin with. When you think about it, I would really enjoy these kind of stuff anyway. So I actually wouldn't mind seeing more of this to some extent. I mean, you can also come to argue that you don't want to do it just for the sake of it. You have to make sure the story comes off genuine. You have to make sure the story comes off like it's needed. It has to exist, not just because. It has to exist with a purpose. It has to be there for a reason. And not making it seem like it's just nothing but a cash grab. Which, unfortunately, yes, a lot of Disney movies that nowadays just came off like nothing more than that. But I'm not going to be that cynical like every single one of these movies. I'll be just like that, of course. I mean, yes, these movies do need to make money, and I'm fine with that, of course. But don't erase the creative integrity for this kind of thing. If you are going to do this, make sure you do it for the love of the art of storytelling, not just for the love of money. That's what I'm saying. I'm fine with people wanting to make money. Don't get this the wrong way. I'm fine with people wanting to make money. Okay, I'm just saying. Sure. But of course, that's the thing. When it comes to the Walt Disney Company, they do have a habit of making awful sequels. But most of the time, anyway. Some of them okay, but still, though. So there could be a solid chance that this could be done in a solid way, of course. I do think so. And since a lot of the movies have gotten better when it comes to the storytelling, so there's a good chance this can actually come out totally solid. At least I think so, anyway. There's a potential it could have been. But it's just that unfortunate for this project. For this project here, it just didn't go far into production, like at all, really. So maybe aside from maybe some discussions here and there, and that's about it, really. It really did not go all that far into production, like at all. I mean, which is unfortunate. I mean, for a series like this, that doesn't stop it from having some kind of troubled production to some extent, unfortunately. So that is unfortunate, really, when you think about it. But that's just, it is how it is. That's showbiz for you, because things do get in the way. So there you go, I reckon. Anyway, but I don't know, yeah, this is something that fans have spoken about, of course. So as of now, there were no visible, really, announcements or any official media releases for this specific project. So as a result, this specific project seems to remain in the realm of speculation, really. So that's why you don't really hear me saying, giving too much into detail, not really. Maybe to some small extent. And like many unmade or rumored projects, it highlights the interest and passion surrounding the Frozen franchise and its potential for further exploration in these mythical formats, these musicals type stuff. If new information or developments have occurred after maybe some amount of time, I probably would recommend maybe going to fan discussions, for updates, really, or news sources, folks, if anything. Because the thing is that Disney does have the habit of putting certain projects that were previously canceled, or just putting the back burner for years and didn't just pick it up. Because case in point, the first Frozen film was in development limbo for nearly a century. It was stuck in production hell for 75 years, and they eventually picked that up. And then even the Star Wars sequel trilogy, Star Wars The Force Awakens, was stuck in limbo for 35 years, and Disney eventually picked that up. So Disney does have that habit of previously canceled projects, or projects that were just in back burner, as I mentioned a moment ago, and just pick them up. So the possibilities are endless. Even if they do make this a big if, the story might be different too, but I'm not sure. We're going to always see, folks. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and take care. Until next time, see ya.